Perfectly centered, Mr. C. Very good. It's going to be the first one. They're not used to having this early. See. How much was it, the jacket? Buonasera. Buonasera, Maurizio.
Short time.
Is that Evangelistas?
Yeah.
That's the same style as the Milan one.
Yeah.
What's happening, Mahmoud?
Mahmoud. Gomarajic.
At New York. We're gonna bring up the numbers and we're gonna go live. Some big news for you guys. Big news. I'm gonna put it maybe sideways so I can see it at the same time. Happy Monday, Larry. Happy Monday. Michael, buonasera. Franco, buonasera. There's Franco in Australia. Maybe it's buongiorno. Minga da Florida, files.
Yes,
Gets a bit cold over there in New York.
Very nice. Snowbird time.
Forza Milan, yes. We're going to give it a couple of minutes, guys. We're going to get on live with the show. And,
guys, very important. You want to ask a question? You tag us at Milan Weekly Pod.
On the
chat.
On the chat, yeah. So, Steve, it's easier for us because we got maybe a new way on how to go things. Well, we were voluntold, Steve. We were voluntold. We're going to get into it. What's happening, Liban Youssef?
Italian caps.
Who's Italian caps?
I don't know. Italian caps. We are the North. For sure he's from Toronto.
Boy. All right. So we got this.
Milan Weekly God. Who's injured? We'll get to that, buddies.
What does it mean? Who's injured? Oh. Yeah, but now then you just click on it, then I'll give you all the ones.
En masse, just discovered your podcast. Been listening to back editions too. Thank you
very much. Thank you. We appreciate it. As we always say, we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be. Speedy Gonzalez is in the house.
There we go. Good evening,
Intermerda. Paquetà. We're going to talk about Paquetà.
Pasquale, che sia a Natale o a Capodanno, intermerda tutto l'anno. Yeah. That's where we got to go.
Liban's still pissed about the Coppa Italia.
We're going to talk about it. And we're ready. Because we're going to have lots to talk about. Yeah. We have to cramp in some stuff. We're ready at 20 live. David, buonasera, from Philly.
Spread the word, peeps. Spread the word. We're 100. Want to get to 100.
We're ready. You want to press the machine?
Yeah.
This is when
funziona sta cosa, sì. Con Barajic.
But now, what do? You have to go click on that.
No, you don't go click on it, but at least we'll be able to see it.
No, I'm sure. Click on it. No,
nothing.
No clicking.
Just to see it.
No clicking.
It's just to identify the question.
Okay. Let's go. Reminds me of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it is Grand Theft Auto.
Feel Good Monday.
Yeah.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast, where we talk everything Milan. I never met a Milan girl like you. Sixth place, Milan.
And I run.
One leg away from possibly a final in the Coppa Italia, Milan. And we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be. Larry with the comment of the night. I was a young man when this song came out.
A young man. Era un giovanotto. Vinny T, Stevie P, always faithfully here every Monday. And it falls that we have a last Thursday Coppa Italia game against Juventus. We have today's hard-fought win, 1-0. But as we do every single week, we go through our little motions. We got presidential points. Steve lets you know the how these presidential points came to be. Then we go through, the Twitter questions, we have Instagram. But I'll ask Steve, this week, there's been a change in plans.
Yeah.
Now, we did not get presidential points this week. And it seems that we might not be getting any presidential points for a while.
Yeah.
Now, as you do every single week, please bring out your inner Bob Ross and paint us a picture and explain to all our listeners and viewers how these presidential points came not to be.
Yeah. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody. And you know what happens Valentine's Day? Calcara, Anthony, I know Luca is listening. Luca, you might want to earmuff your ears for this one. It's going to be XXX rated because El Presidente went out for Valentine's Day tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight.
But it was last.
Yes, Vinny, but you have to understand, El Presidente doesn't pay full price. He doesn't go out on Valentine's Day when everything is much more expensive. Today, after coming home from work, picked up the kids, went to do the groceries, grabbed himself Nobella Matza de Jure. Nobella Matza de Jure. And
flowers, guys, flowers.
Dropped off the kids at the in-laws, and said, tonight, First Lady, it's me and you. It's me and you.
How did it really say it?
First Lady, do you think, First Lady, we could spend a little bit over the budget tonight for Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day. Stujurno d'amore. And he took her to Dick Hands. The flat burgers, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever come to Montreal, it's a staple.
He brought her to Dick Hands for Valentine's Day?
There's a special. The after Valentine's Day burger, Vinny, was half price. And Presidente went full scale. But he has the move. Everybody has a Valentine's Day move. The oh my God, I'm so tired move. Presidente has a vecchia move. Ooh, Ashkin, oh my back, First Lady. Oh my God, First Lady. First Lady, and that's the injury report, guys. First Lady did not take too kindly to these advances.
So he tried to pull a move, and
he pulled a move on the First Ladies, ladies and gentlemen. First Lady went to school. He has a quadruple dislocation of the fingers. He's left with only this, guys. And he could not type. He could not type the presidential points, nor could he hold a pencil to write. That's why we have 0 presidential points. He said, fuck you, Vinny and Steve. No presidential points tonight.
And we do have, thank you, first of all, because I just got the guys. I'm going to, take a little break. So we'll go from over there.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Now, we do have enough material to run our mouths for the next hour. And hopefully we'll be entertaining.
Kumbarajic doesn't want any more pictures painted after the move.
Well, guys, please take notes. That's how Presidente's got 2 kids. And that's how the moves worked at one point in his life. Let's start... You know what, Steve? Let's, may I say, because we're going to get into all the talks from the, may I say, well, let's go through just the questions because we're going to touch on the Juventus. We're going to touch on on today's game as well. And just want to start off before I forget him, our good friend Colin. Colin.
Which reminds me, the Instagram questions were sent to us
on WhatsApp.
Via WhatsApp.
Yeah. So Colin says, ciao amici, another win and 3 points. Convinced, not so sure. We should have been 3 up at the halftime. How many times have we said this in the second half of the season? We need to be better. Ibra looked at Shadow. Rebic to be our capo cannoniere, he asks. If he continues like this, it doesn't seem so far out when your capo cannoniere is
I would like to start off with an apology to Mr. Rebic. As he started when he got signed and could not even basically stand up on the field. He was tripping over himself. This is, again, another example of us not casual fans, but fans judging a book by its cover. You need some time to adapt. You need some time to get used to this new country, used to the game. Calcio is a monster on his own. And I have to tip my hat to this young guy. He was not unprofessional, stayed his course, took the criticism, took the laughs at the type of deal that was made. Some called it a last-minute switch to just get Silva out of the books. In theory, he's been a revelation, to be very honest with you. I see him very active. I see him very involved in the game. My apology, sincere apology from myself to Rebic. I did not think you would have this type of season.
And he's showing a bit more emotions when he's scoring. And somebody had written on Twitter, Ibras found his Nocerino from the A. As long as
take it.
But he's saying that we should have been up 2-3-0 at the first half, and way too many. Still a lot of wasted chances. I found Steve on today's game.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to dwell on the negatives. We did get the 3 points. We needed those 3 points, especially at Torino that hadn't won. I think they lost 4 in a row, and this will be 5.
Almost, yeah.
They just came back from what they lose 4-0 to Lecce. Was it where Mazzari got the boot? And in the end, guys, it was very important, and we got the wins. And hopefully, now we're playing on Saturday, I believe. Yeah, Saturday against Fiorentina.
Just Serie A scheduling at its best.
Yeah,
play Monday, and hey, you're the Saturday game. If it was Juve, they were going to play next Monday.
Yeah. Going to an Instagram question. Monator says, with Pioli and Ibra since the start of the season, where would we be in the tables now?
It's a hard question.
We wouldn't be top 3.
No. We would be still looking up at 4th place. But I don't think we would be 10 points back.
Would you say between 1 and 5 points beyond Atalanta?
No, I would say more 6 points back.
Okay, so between 6 points away from Atalanta. Yeah, I don't think. I find that it seems that he's letting the players do what they have to, play a bit more loose. Today, some people were saying that we're Hakan dependable, that he didn't play, and it showed. But then again, it's so Paqueta played 1 game, and we're supposed to judge him after 1 game. We let Hakan play 2 years before we started. Well, we judged him.
We continue to judge him.
So no, for me, I don't think it would have been that much more different, Mo, to be honest. CEO Zatan says, "Ciao, Vinny and Steve. Remember the Rocco comments? Is he right?" Well, look, what we debated last time was not was he right or wrong. We said that in his position, whether it was a faulty call or not, you should not be coming out and talk about stuff like that. He just should have kept his mouth shut. Was he right? Guys, I'm not in that. I'm not. Yes, we'll talk about right now about the Juve game. Okay, now he's with the comments. Oh, Juventus always these favorable. Let's put it this way: we were the better team on Thursday. Were we not, Steve? Yes. Okay, perfect. Now we looked at a lot of people online, and I believe, according to the rule, and even saw Mike from Milan Club Doubling saying, the rule is shitty, but that's the rule. That if your arm is away from your body, right, whether it be front or back of the play,
stops the trajectory of the ball towards the net, it's supposed to be called a penalty shot,
which it did.
Yes, but the rule sucks of ass.
It does,
and is shit. And at this point, what I would say is, go make the rule that if it hits the person's hand, it's a penalty shot. It's all or nothing. Make it black or white.
Because we've seen episodes like this one where it was, no, we're not going to call this. Just make it black or white. As soon as it touches a member of the arm, as long as it's not attached to your body, it's got to be a penalty. We should be proud what we're able to do, but too many yellow cards, Steve.
Yeah.
And people will say, well, the refs are paid for it. Guys, it's all fine and dandy, and Tommy likes to talk about these kind of things. I'm not saying there's any, but guys, those fouls were fouls, and that's it. What do you want? Okay. Are you going to join the bandwagon as well?
No. On the red card of Theo Hernandez, there was a clear foul from Dybala before.
Yes.
That was not called.
The ref was horrible.
Yeah. You want to say body to body, 50-50, whatever? No. When it's a body check, it's a body check. That was a body check. Did Calabria go down, or whoever it was on that side? I think it was Calabria. I'm not even 100% sure. Whoever went down. Maybe he went down easy. But if you're not gonna card that, or you're not gonna call that a foul, the next foul that comes up cannot be a yellow card. You're destroying the game, because you're saying, oh, what he did is not a foul, but then he stops the play and magically that's a yellow card. And it's not only a yellow card. Tell me it's his first yellow.
Maurizio likes your thing. He goes, yeah, it was definitely black or white. Get it?
Yeah. Then tell me that it was his first yellow card. Even at that, we'll make it pass. But a card that's changing the outcome of the game on a little foul like that, guys, I'm sorry. This is beyond being paid, and it's the ref being accountable.
The ref was horrible, and let's be honest as well. On Cuadrado, Steve, it could have been a penalty for them as well.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
It was more.
Let's just tell it what it is. Juve sucked. Juve sucked in the Coppa Italia. You could have had. There was everybody on. They can't say they fielded their second team, their third team, their 14th. No, they had their best players on.
Yeah,
and they sucked. They really sucked. And Juve is in trouble. If Juve doesn't turn it around and the machine doesn't start going, they're gonna find themselves no Scudetto, no Champions League. Probably no Coppa
or Manchester City throwing them under the bus, going, "Oh, we want us to go take a look at Juve's books." And
we said it last week. The Manchester City. We didn't say it last week because it happened this week.
Yeah,
we were talking, and we said this Manchester City thing, guys, could go two ways. One, the way that no one is gonna like for it to go is that Manchester City is gonna say, "If I'm going down, I'm taking down everybody with me." Everybody.
Was there really rumors of English League 2 there and the
I don't know, but that's it. The other way is the easy way for UEFA to get out of it. And basically telling Manchester City, appeal to the CAS, and the CAS is gonna say, "Oh, maybe your books are not that bad, and we're gonna give you half a winter transfer no transfers during the winter mercato."
But if they do that, everybody's going to take the financial fair play as a joke, right?
And it is a joke. And then that's when the other teams who are in financial fair play, that's their card to play.
Yeah.
And that's when it's going to be beneficial to the Elliots and say, well, this happened to them. Now I don't give a shit anymore.
It's a good point. Bizak Bensari, Paqueta derrière Ibra, yes or no? Alors, moitié français, moitié anglais. I don't think we've seen enough to say yes or no. He did not play horrible. I think a lot of us were expecting something good out of him today. Unfortunately, Steve, because we're kind of judging Paqueta every time we see him, is that as soon as he makes that one mistake, that's the only thing we see.
Everything in the game goes down the drain. Today, the effort was there today.
The effort was 100% there, and I think it would be a mistake for us not to put him back on the next game. He's got to have some sort of continuity. And if we're going to have him for 6 months, if he wants to leave at the end, well, utilize him as best and make sure that we don't lose anything of that $35 million investment that we made, right? But he should be starting Saturday.
He needs to have a chance. We gave, like you said, we gave Çalhanoğlu who knows how much time to prove that he can play.
Sabrina is correcting us. They did not. Man City committed accounting fraud, not financial fair play.
It's still a sanction.
But this Sabrina, you got to talk to President about these things. Numbers, they're all criminals.
Whatever it is, they're out of the Champions League for 2 years.
Yeah,
they're out of the Champions League. Call it fair play. Call it accounting fraud. You want to call accounting fraud? Go see the PSG accountant. The PSG accountant is a genius. We said it on when they signed Neymar and Mbappé. We said the PSG accountant should be hired by all clubs to avoid the financial fair play, because they found a loophole, they took advantage of it. Now, did Manchester City try to do the same thing and they got caught? Probably yes, because if you're fraudulent on your accounting, it means you're showing something that's not really coming in, and that's probably revenue. You want to spend, you got to show revenue. Showing falsified receipts for sponsorship, the sheiks are ready to sign everything. Give me cash. I don't want to be a racist. I don't know if the sheik is racist. No.
A sheik?
No,
that's not racist.
The sheiks are ready to sign everything. They're going to sign with their gold pen. I'll give you cash. Say you're going to sponsor. Let's go. We know that's how it works. Jeep does it. De Checo did it. All the Fiat does it. Everybody does it. They just sign falsified advertisement for revenue. There you go.
Hopefully they may be made an example of, and everybody follows suit. Jay Zelaya 85. I personally would like to have Zlatan until he retires. How about you guys? Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere else until he retires. Maybe
probably going to go to management too.
Exactly. And Instagram Frank. Valeri gave a penalty kick against Milan while on VAR for Lecce Spal. He says no PK for the same foul. That's what we're definitely talking about there.
But it's
Frank is
not the
saying-
same foul, though.
No, but at least,
let's be accurate. It's not the same foul.
But in the end, going back to what you were saying is that if it's gonna touch a hand,
That's
front, back side, just call
it black or white. If it touches the hand, it's a penalty shot. The players will adapt. The players will start putting their hands behind their backs the way they're doing it now. Unfortunately, there is going to be some things that, unfortunately, when you jump, you don't jump with your hands stuck to your body. That's going to happen. What do you want to do?
Speaking of referees and VAR and everything, this is where we just sit back and we just let him talk.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Buonasera, Mr. Tommy. How are you on this fine Monday evening?
Fa freddo, amici miei. Fa freddo, but I'm doing fine. What about you guys?
We're doing good. We're happy for the 3 points, even though it wasn't. We should have been winning by more goals there. But we were talking about the game against Juve. We're talking about
una vergogna. The game against Juventus is a blind-blooded robbery.
What?
How could you give a penalty when the guy does Girard? So if a guy is, let me see this. If a guy is turned, his back to the player, is not even going for the ball because he can't see, he doesn't have eyes in the back. The ball seems to hit his arm. It's a penalty.
Yes, the rulings say.
Hold on. But no, because if you're going to give a penalty to Milan, in the same circumstances like it happened last year, that Milan wasn't given a penalty against Juventus because the same thing happened. What happened last year? The defender it touched his hand while he was sliding. So if you give a penalty for that, you should have given a penalty even last year for what happened.
Juventus Milan.
For what happened to Milan.
Alexandro.
But
Tocco di mano in area. Rigore.
So
non dato.
You know what we were debating, Tommy, is that even though, let's say on paper, what happened to Calabria is actually a penalty, we're just saying, you know what? If that's the rule, just call it for every single one. Make a rule that.
Look. What I'm saying is this: if you're gonna look at the paper, this and that, how many times did a player from Juventus, legit and this and that, have touched the ball in area di rigore? E l'arbitro è diventato ciegato. L'arbitro non ha visto un cazzo. L'arbitro didn't even go to the VAR. Why?
Those are questions we're going to keep on asking and never have an answer.
Biased ref, biased federation, corrupted ref.
So
I'm telling you this today, and I'm going to tell you this tomorrow, e dopodomani, e pure fra 10 anni.
Okay,
Biased and corrupted.
So let's take your take on today's game, because we definitely know your take on Juventus game. But what did you think about today?
Rebic è un fenomeno. I have told this, it goes back to a conversation we had in August or September when I said Rebic should play. A lot of people were talking Rebic and Bidon, and Rebic is this, Rebic is that. I personally have seen Rebic when he was playing in La Bundesliga last year. Rebic is a good player. You just have to employ this guy. You have to make him play. You just can't judge a player after 2 games.
So
let's say that this guy was Lupidon. A lot of people have done that. So this guy's worth nothing. Or this guy, but he was only coming in as a substitute. And what was he given? 10 minutes to play? How could you judge a player in 10 minutes?
So basically, according to what you're saying, you would say to start Paqueta again, give him another chance, keep on making play?
You're saying Rebic.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying in that way.
If it was up to me, I would make them all play.
All right.
I would like to see Kessie on the bench.
Kessie had a couple of good games. Can't say nothing bad about Kessie, but in the end, did you like what you saw?
He's not Kessie. From what I'm seeing, he's not constant. He's not the same player as he was last year. Maybe because he had Bakayoko with him. or even the year before, he was fantastic. He didn't even have Bakayoko with him, but he was amazing the first year was there. This year, it seems like one game he's there, 2 games he's not there, then he'll come back, he'll make a good performance, then you don't see him for another game or 2, and then he comes.
But then we could, but then we could say that about the whole team.
Yeah, we could
say that about the whole team.
Yeah, exactly. Even the whole team, because look, against Inter, and I'm still taking Inter. There's no way in hell, after I saw Inter play against Lazio, that we should have lost that game 4-2.
No, we mentally
There's
broke
no
down.
way in hell. If Lazio could beat Inter, we could beat Inter. The Lazio, let me tell you something. The Lazio, in the end, everybody knows they're going to choke. The Lazio, is no way, shape, or form are going to win today.
We don't know.
It's going to be the same thing as the previous years. L'ultima giornata per lo scudetto.
We shall see. We shall see. But now we got a couple of upcoming games this Saturday against Fiorentina. I don't know if we're going to see you, Tommy.
I might be there, my friend.
All right. All right.
Against Fiorentina, we have I hope. Look.
Go by the formula before.
Milan è una squadra pazza. They could go beat the best team, but then against a little team, they could go lose.
So we'll see. We'll see this Saturday what's going to go on. Fiorentina just came up from a 5-0 win, so they can spare 5-1. But Tommy, as your legion of fans, they always like to hear from you and your banter. But who do you have this week in cadaver history, in Milan cadaver history?
Un giocatore che è venuto nel 97-98 al Milan, 97-98. This guy was supposed to take Milan and all the attackers by storm, but he ended up being a big bidon. His name is Patrick Kluivert. Came to Milan in high hopes. What a big bidon this guy was. Fatto solamente 6 gol, one that was done a trofeo Luigi Berlusconi in 97 in August against Juventus, but that was his main point. That was his main peak of his career in Italy. But after that, this guy
not that the player
he was overrated for a goal that he scored in 1995 with 10 minutes left in the game when Ajax beat Milan in the Champions League final in 95. It was overrated. Actually, Milan made money on him because they got him for nothing. They were paying him 2 million euros a year, and then they sold him to Barcelona for 20.
There we go. And thank you for this week in cadaver history. But speaking of cadavers, before we let you go, if Hakan would have played today, would we have had a big difference?
La merda.
So Hakan could stay on the bench?
A casa.
A
Te l'ho
casa.
detto.
All right.
Questo qua è una vergogna. Deve stare a casa. Non dovrebbe neanche arrivare allo stadio, this guy. So if he wants to come to the stadium, put him on the bench. Make him come 20 minutes before the end, and then you put him in. Don't start it.
Tommy,
do not start this
Director
guy.
of Talent
You
Relations.
start this guy, 50%, you lost the game already.
All right.
Keep him on the bench.
Well, thank you to Tommy. Always an entertaining quick minutes with you, and hopefully
By the way, you guys, what do you think about do you think we're going to make the Champions League this year?
No.
No, I don't think so, Tommy. Europa League. Europa League, yeah, I think so.
What about you, Steve? You think we're going to make Europa
10
League?
points Atalanta, man.
They will, but I think that even if they make Europa League, they probably won't play.
You think?
Why? You think it's going to still be a financial fair play or hanging over their head?
Probably, yeah.
But aren't they saying right now that they're actually in better shape than they were last year?
I don't know. Go check
That's
the
what
Twitter
they say.
machine there. There's that Swiss account in there that went on a thread. Fantastic thread. Check underneath the Milan Weekly podcast. A good read, Tom.
Well,
I don't know if it's Smoke and Mirrors by Eddie Elliott there, but not as good.
Sono tutte chiacchiere da bar, amico mio. The people, people
It's
have
okay.
to
He's a
talk.
chartered accountant.
He's a chartered
People
Let us
have
screw
to
on that.
talk, but a lot of people don't know what the hell they're saying.
Wow.
This guy looks like he knows what he's saying.
Not according to Tommy, but we'll definitely, guys, go have a read there. And Tommy, go get the formula for the baby before on Saturday. If we see you, we see you, because you brought us good luck last time. Thank you very much once again.
Well, I thank you guys. And once again, we're two fine, great gentlemen out there. You guys are the best.
Thank you. Only second to you, Tommy. Thank you. Have a good night.
Sir.
Ciao.
Have a good night, guys.
Ciao.
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 He might be redundant, but he's always entertaining, Mr. Tommy. Always entertaining. Steve, while I go read you out the first question of Twitter, or is there a question you could go through the?
They're not following instructions.
Yeah,
on,
I know,
Twitter, on the YouTube machine.
Yeah, they tag. No, didn't I see tags?
No tags, no questions.
Well, what were they tagging there before? Was it Maurizio?
Need to tag, guys. Need to do this.
Oh, you still. Guys, listen to VP. All right, so we have, guys, we'll go to the first question. T. Pepperoni, where do you see Milan come August 1st, 2020? I found it interesting that we only signed Boglio, the suit designer, only for 1 year. Everything points to new ownership, new coach, new players, crystal ball predictions. I don't know. I think there's so many things that are going on at Milan that new ownership is. I don't know, Steve. Is it something that the
guys? I'm fed up of making predictions of this thing. I just want it to play out. To be very honest, I would rather think about and focus on what this team is doing for the future, because, guys, I don't know. This is financial gameplay at its best. It's a hedge fund that's purchased a team for a third of the price from someone who may or may not even exist, to be very honest with you. And now their sole goal is to make money on this team. They're not in the football industry. The Elliott Fund is not in the football industry. They're not in sports. They had I think it was Lille.
I think they're still there, no?
I don't think they could hold two teams there, but they might have been the same situation at Lille, but it turned around faster for them. And now for Milan, guys, I don't know. You could speculate all kinds. Speculate that they don't want to buy because of a new owner. Every time there's a rumor of a new owner, it's always Louis Vuitton, and he says, I don't want to buy them. So once, twice, three times, now I'm just fed up.
Oh, we have a tag there.
Yeah.
Gigi Lapatat, what's worse, losing to Juve or losing to Inter? Any competition?
Both equally as painful for me.
No, to me it's Inter. It hurts more Inter.
Both.
Because I just can't stand them.
Salute. 1-0 Milan.
Dave asks, how many points do we take from our next 5 matches? So we have Fiorentina, Genoa, Lecce, Roma, and Spa. 5 partite.
You need 15. You want to stay in the race, you need 15. Will they get 15? Probably not.
Realistically,
10? They should aim for the minimum is 10. I would be happy with 13.
I think shooting 13, probably expectation 10, 11. But Dave, that's what I think from that. Adriano, that piece of bread. Buonasera, Milan Weekly Pod. First, any thoughts on Ibra still missing some attempts he should be scoring? Second, out of this current Milan squad, which 3 to 5 players would you guys build for a future with? Still missing some attempts. I think that's maybe putting too much pressure on himself. You can see then again, guys, forget the fact that he's 38 years old.
He needs a bit of support, guys. Let's be very honest with you. We're looking at the missed attempts. For me, I'm looking at what the 38-year-old is doing off the ball to get guys like Rebic, Benacer, Castillejo open.
Yeah.
And today was a fantastic example of how much attention he grabbed from the Torino defense, where Castillejo was by himself, couldn't hit the side of the barn. Benacer on the side, on the touch line, couldn't get a ball into Ibra. Those are those easy goals. The same way we said about Piatek. Sometimes you need one of those poacher goals to get things going.
Yeah.
He had that chance, Ibra. He missed. Then he missed. Not millimetrical, but he missed. But you saw on his face he was pissed.
Yeah.
He was pissed. So I'm looking at 38-year-old guy off the ball, happy for especially Ibra. Is he supposed to be happy that Rebic scored? Probably not. What does he care at this point in his career? But he looks genuinely happy for as much as Ibra can be happy for someone like Rebic to score.
And if you look at his stats so far, can we complain? Just the effect that he's had on the team itself. But again, the only thing that it keeps on worrying me, Steve, is this. It's a short-term solution, and hopefully he,
they need to find someone else.
Longing effects that they'll keep.
But that's why like the question before we had about what the ownership and stuff like that, guys, we have no control over that. What this ownership has to do, and if they want to make money, is get Milan winning again, get Milan attractive again for someone to end up buying them. For that, you need star power. You need the fans to be behind the project, which we don't have. And you'll see that there'll be people coming and knocking on the door and saying, how much for Milan?
3 to 5 players you would build for the future with? Well,
the only 3 that I see right now is
Donnarumma,
Theo Hernandez, Romagnoli, and Benacer. And I would remove Donnarumma because my personal opinion is he will be sold.
Yeah, without taking that in consideration, I would agree with you with those numbers. Alessandro wants to know: would you guys use more Brescianini for the remaining part of the season? Not in the position that we are right now, that we're battling for these spots. Maybe if we're up, maybe 2-0, 3-0. I know today Gabbia came on because supposedly Musacchio
decided that he doesn't want to come on.
No, he said that he was feeling another pain while he was warming up.
Pain in the balls.
No, that doesn't sound like Musacchio doing. I don't think so. I think they're just reading way too much into that. But Gabbia looked a bit shaky at the beginning, seemed to settle in okay after that. But
there's
no,
two sides to the coin here.
Huh?
There's 2 sides to the coin.
Okay.
Gabbia. Is it his fault that he hasn't seen any game time?
No.
Nor in Coppa Italia, nor in... We're going down that Caldara road again. If you're not going to give them time in a game like the Coppa Italia against Juve, where is it important? Sure. It's important for the morale, but it's also important to give these guys some game time. The International Cup in the summer, Vinny, is not enough for these guys.
No.
And I don't think in Primavera, remember, guys, we're Primavera Serie B.
Yeah.
So they're not dominating at the highest level right underneath Serie A in terms of like Primavera. There's still Serie B. There's still, there's still game time and game minutes that these guys needs to do. They need to get their teeth sunk into some game time.
Yeah.
Did I like Gabbia today? Again, I agree with you. Started off shaky, but what do you expect?
No, I'm not trashing on the guy.
And the Brescianini. Brescianini. If he doesn't play, or Maldini coming in at the 88th minute, that's not game time. But we're not in a position to give these guys game time. Because A, we don't know what they're going to bring.
Yeah.
And B, they haven't played enough. That's the obvious answer. I have to say no to that because as much as I hate Hakan Çalhanoğlu, I know what to expect.
I know what to expect.
I know what to expect. Is he going to be brilliant? No. But I don't know what to expect from Brescianini.
Speedy Gonzalez, do we need to look at the Ibra alternative next season?
That's a good question. We need to look for an Ibra alternative now. Not next season, now.
Because if he gets hurt, guys, what do we do?
Yeah.
All right. So maybe to see who can play in that kind of position. But I would definitely forget next season, a definite now. Our friend Richard Carmen says, how confident are you in Milan's ability to claim a European spot given the teams around them? Roma, Hellas, Parma, Napoli, Bologna, and Cagliari. You were discussing before, Richard. Definitely Europa League. I think it's much more feasible with how everybody's kind of like not gaining those points. But your Champions League, guys, it's still 10 points away unless Atalanta comes down completely off their mountain. I don't think so. But yeah, no, Europa League definitely, Richard. Mike 98, in which position should we invest in the summer? And would you keep Pioli if we're not getting a better coach like Allegri? I wouldn't even go to Allegri. I just wouldn't. And it's not the thing that he's not a proven coach and he's not. Allegri is a fine tweaker. Allegri, you saw what he was capable of doing when he got rid of all the Senatori. Well, he got rid of all the Senatoris left in 2011. He was left with a bunch of youngsters and he wasn't able to do much. Allegri goes to a team like Juve, fine tweaks, makes Champions League finals. But if we can't get better than Pioli, no, Steve. If we finish the season good.
But Allegri is better than Pioli.
Yes, 100%, 150%.
So if you want to upgrade, even if you find tweaker or not, you go with Allegri just because Allegri is better than Pioli.
Peter Bernardi.
Yeah, some questions that are not coming in as tags over here.
At Milan, are they maybe scared to lose players when they are loaned out?
Well, you can't be scared because you're loaning them out, right? Unless you give them the obligation to buy or an option to buy, you can say no to that option.
Yeah, exactly.
The obligation, they're obligated to buy, but you could say no to the option. I
think they're afraid.
But not only that, I think our Primavera is not deep enough to be loaning out players.
No.
We need to get back to Serie A Primavera and then build a stock of players that they can loan out. But Milan traditionally has never been good at loaning out Primavera players.
That's true.
Bellanova, we lent him out. He went to Monaco, he went to France, wherever else he went. Guess where he went now? He's at Atalanta.
Peter Bernardi, newly Milan club member, Peter Bernardi, even though he lives in Denver. Do we see any more upsides in Paquetá? He showed signs of good and bad today. Overall, not sure how to rate his feature. Yeah, we spoke about that. Is that we need to see a bit more. He did. You know what I did find today, though, Steve, about Paquetá? I don't know if you guys will agree with me, but every time, because he was playing a bit more up, and he did defend, don't get me wrong, but every time he was playing a bit more up, there's Kessie and Benacer behind him. Every time he tried, he had a couple of plays that the vision was very well, and where he was thinking too ahead and he missed the connecting passes, he had the guys to back him up, right? That's what I found was a bit more different today. That those few mistakes that he made didn't cost us as much.
Well, in a position like him where you want to play him in the free role, like we played Hakan in the free role, to be very honest with you guys, I saw here comments slow as snail, but in that free role, I'm not expecting winger type speed.
No.
I want the ball. And I want his decision-making to be lightning fast.
I want him to vision Hernandez coming up that wing and
catch the guy
ball
on the overlap. Yeah. Catch the guy on the through ball. He has the talent. Unfortunately, there's something that's missing. It's maybe confidence. I would, again, against Fiorentina, I would like to see Paquetá again.
I definitely agree with you on that one.
Question.
What do we have? Basil. Realistically, is there any striker in the market that Milan can sign to lead the attack?
There's a lot. Will they want to come play with us?
Or how much do they cost?
Exactly.
Right. And when we have these guys that like Angel Correa that all of a sudden want 50 million, it seems like whenever they want to go to Milan, well, the price is
triple.
The price is triple. But no, I wouldn't be able to answer you on that question because we don't even know the finances that would come with those market signings.
Oh, here we have Akbar. Fuck Paquetá is slow. Slow Akbar has nothing to do with the player and what he plays and what type of position he plays. Pirlo was the slowest player. He was probably our best midfielder in the last 20 years.
Yeah. So it's like maybe as a Brazilian you might find them slow, but I just need him to connect those balls. Find Ibra. Find your strikers. Whether it be strikers.
Akbar. I don't know what part of the world you're from there, but I like Bonaventura too.
We do. But
everybody likes Bonaventura too.
But
coming back for an injury like that, and if you're gonna compare speed for speed, they're pretty much at the same type in terms of pace. And I would rather go with a 20-something-year-old than a 30-something.
And if we need to,
who's out of contract. And who's probably going to get the fuck out of here next year because he doesn't give a shit.
And if we need to believe, like I was saying, those rumors that maybe Bonaventura won't sign, like why am I going to give him all this playing time when Paquetá? Because guys, remember, even if Paquetá might be slow or whatever, is that if we need the option to sell him in the next summer, well, we need to make sure he doesn't lose that value,
exactly.
Right? Frank the Tank, ciao ragazzi. In a difficult season, it's actually good to see the players Maldini and Boban purchased playing well. Ibra, Rebic, Theo, Benacer, Castillejo, Cayer. It seems it's such a shame that Lee, Fasoni, Mirabelli era really hurts, but slowly we're improving. very slowly.
Yeah.
And guys, I know we always keep on dwelling on the past, and that's what people tell us about Milanistas, but we need to get rid of that.
But think about it. Besides the second half of Inter, we've had almost 3 consecutive good games in a row.
Which,
We had 2.5.
one loss in 2020.
2.5. Yeah, one loss in 2020 because we forgot to show up for the second half of the Derby della Madonnina, which is another thing on its own. I'm laughing now because I'm over the tears. But in theory, you had a good start to 2020. You have to take some positives from that. It's not perfect. This team is not perfect. Don't get me wrong. And against Inter, yes, we played a good first half. We missed a lot of chances, and we paid for it in the second half.
Oh, yes, we did.
Play a game against Juve, the best team in Serie A, the best team. I am a true believer. You will become the champion when you decrown the champion. No one has decrowned the champion yet. So they're the best team. And you gave them the rent for their money till the 91st or 93rd minute, whenever they call that stupid penalty. And now, instead of dwelling on that stupid draw, we came out against against Torino, and yes, missed again multiple chances where we should have had a comfortable lead at halftime, but did not, but grinded out a 1-0 win. So let's take some positive from that.
Milan Mo, Gabi played a good match today after coming on. Do you think he could be a starter in the next years? And do you see more youth players coming up, asking Brescianini, Capani, and Maldini, or should Milan straighten the youth sector more? We did touch a bit on that, Milan Mo. It's hard, because we're not going to pretend. Some of you guys probably watch these players a lot more than us. But if we were throwing away a season to say at the beginning of the season, say, okay, this season we're not going to do this. We're just going to bring up the young players, try to fight for Serie A will be one thing. But at this point of the season,
Milan can't do that. Yeah. Milan can't do that. Milan has to build a Primavera, a strong Primavera. If you can't compete financially because you're either restricted by the financial fair play or you just don't want to invest, you have to take that route of scout well, player development, turn into a pro, keep or sell for profit. Very simple. It's not. It's hard. It's hard to do. Everybody says, "Oh, take the Atalanta model." The Atalanta model has been in play for years. Yeah, and look how long it took them. Years. Down to Serie B, up to Serie A, down to Serie B, building talent, selling talent, getting rid of players.
Kessi, all the Conti.
Before that, Inzaghi, Vieri, the guys, they produced talent. They went and find talent. They developed the talent. They sold for money. And then now they're at a financially stable where they can actually keep some of their players. And guys, but that Milan can't do that. Atalanta, the brand, unfortunately, is not Milan, the brand. No disrespect to Atalanta. But Milan, the brand, the only thing that counts is winning.
That's it. To our friend Ivo, hello, boys. I'm writing moments after the game versus Torino. Do you agree that Hakan is indispensable for this formation?
Absolutely not.
It is a bit sad, but neither Paquetá nor Bonaventura convinced the position beyond Zlatan. Yes and no, but Paquetá, we did not see enough. When was the last time he started? Give me 5 to 10 consecutive starts. And let me remind you guys, Bakayoko, last year, everybody trashed on him. How many starting we were forced to start him? Steve, was it a good?
Everybody got hurt.
7 to 8 starts where he started finding his groove.
Yeah.
So how are we to judge Paquetá
after one start?
After one start in a very long time. So we're not Hakan dependent Vivo. James Fricano, hey guys, my father didn't watch the Coppa Italia game, but said he was reading Italian newspapers and heard Calabria messed up. I told him that's bullshit. I thought he actually played a great game, and the referee did get one all wrong. What do you think, James? We according to rules, like we were saying, it's a penalty. I didn't think
it sucks, but it's a penalty.
It sucks, but it's a penalty. In Calabria, I find that he's been playing a lot better since he came back.
I don't agree with the penalty.
No, we don't.
I don't agree. I had a conversation at work for half an hour. Director telling me it was a penalty. I'm telling him, no, it's not a penalty. He said, but the rule says it's a penalty. I get the rule says the penalty, but the penalty, the rule, the decision sucks. But the rule is the rule.
Gigi's asking us which position are the Milan Femminile team
Thank God for Sabrina.
seems to win every week. An update. Sabri.
Sabri, you're the best.
You know what? I think she's really rooting for that
Good,
internship here
You
at
know
the
what?
Weekly Puck.
I have an idea for Sabrina. Sabrina, I'll PM you later on.
You'll slide into your DMs. As
Slide
the
into
kids
the
say
DMs. Yeah,
nowadays.
sorry.
Gino Farino, what exactly needs to happen for you two to be confident in the club moving forward? What manager, players, ownership, stadium? Okay, so Gino's asking, what needs to happen for us two to be confident in the club moving forward? A manager, players, ownership, stadium.
Consistency and vision for me. Consistency at the managerial spot. And
Sharing that vision.
No, I don't care if they share it or they don't share it, as long as they're consistent.
Well, if they don't tell you what their vision is, how are you going to be?
Their vision has to be, what do they want to do? We're not going to know. Why? Your boss tells you what she wants to do for the next 10 years.
Of course, if the company's vision is this, I need to know. You as a fan, if Maldini decided and Boban decided next year that
no. Yeah. Ownership. What does ownership want to do? What does ownership want to do? Fortune 500 companies are not going to tell the fans or what they're going to do, what their plan is, and how they're going to shape the company. They're going to build that plan, and then at a certain point, once it's in execution, they're going to tell you this is what we did.
Would you say
The
top
stadium,
10 coach? Would you say a top 10 coach in the world would cement that? Okay, now we're confident.
No, I don't think so, because I want to know what they're doing with the players.
So if a Pep Guardiola decides to come next year, to you it's not a sign of okay, now we're building solid ground here.
Depends. First of all, Pep Guardiola is not going to come to us because he's looking for a project, and his project's going to probably be Juve, because those are the types of projects that Pep Guardiola takes. But look, will a manager change my direction on where the club is going? Yeah, sure. But that manager, again, who does he want to bring in? Are we going to start changing Boban and Maldini? Are we going to start changing scouts again? I'm not interested in that. I need to see these guys for a couple this one season, give them another season, but a plan has to come into place. For me, it's a plan on what the team wants to do and a plan what the ownership wants to do.
But having the same people in position for more than a year will help, Steve.
Yes, 100%. But if you're going to get a top 10 coach, you're replacing Pioli, we're back at square one.
Rudo Lewis, buonasera, guys. So take the situation. We get 6th place, but Pioli is let go. We also somehow win the Coppa Italia. Who do you think is a possibility to come in and manage this team next season? This is also including coaches who are currently employed. Reading it like that, the easy way out would be Allegri.
Yeah, it's because he's not employed. Guys, coaches that are employed,
for them to come to Milan?
To come here, it has to be some sort of I saw a question here, didn't tag, and Mass didn't tag.
Sarri will get fired?
Sarri would get fired. Guys, Sarri plays a particular brand of football. You need specific players to play that brand of football. Unfortunately, he has the best team in the league and still can't implement that best brand of football. So he already in the best team in the league, even if he doesn't have those players, still can't implement the Sarri ball. Because
Spalletti.
Juve is not playing Sarri ball.
Spalletti, Maurizio.
Spalletti is another fine-tuner. Another fine-tuner with more experience. He took Inter. As much as I hate Spalletti. I can't stand him as a coach. But he takes, and he's weird, but he takes the team and he brings them to that level where someone else could take them on. But
you would change Pioli for Spalletti?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Right now, I don't know, because I'm so confused with Milan and their coaching, because we don't have a project. We don't have a clear path to what we want to be. Do we want to be a possession team? Do we want to be a counterattack team? Do we want to be a mix it up? Guys, we have so many holes on the team in terms of player. Any coach could take us on and still struggle. So there's no answer to that, guys.
That's pretty well said. Ian, you were asking about our thoughts about the penalty. Obviously, we talked about on that one. Then we're not going to repeat ourselves. But guys, we got a couple of more minutes. If you have any, that you want to scroll down to see if we missed any questions, Steve. I think
No.
you have scroll up. Any questions over there? How about any indigestions of the week, Steve, for you? The easy way would be the refereeing at the Coppa Italia was just completely atrocious. What else? Indigestions of the week. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the refereeing in general and the just leaving.
Again, how Serie A cannot be consistent with regards to the rules and the regulations and what is a handball. Like, these things should be settled at the beginning of the year. These things should be talked about. Like, this year, you take the year in a nutshell and you say, you know what? This went wrong. How do we fix this, and this? And then next year, not make the same mistake. But no, we say, this went wrong. We go to Umar, we go to the beach. The referees get nice and tanned. They come back, they put on the yellow jersey, and we make the same mistake. Tack, tack, tack.
Alessandro was saying, how about Frank Rijkaard? He
out of the game.
He rebuilt Barcelona with a new president.
Whoa.
I get where you're coming from, Alex. But Rijkaard, if he's that great of a coach, what is he like? I haven't seen him anywhere.
He's out of the
I don't
game.
think Rijkaard would be a good fit to. Let's rebuild now.
No.
And I know what he's, his credentials, but that one there, I don't feel it.
We're not in a state to gamble like that.
No. Maritza Singh is indigestion is Presidente getting injured. How about a Brioche?
Dave Fanta has the good indigestion of the week.
What?
The refereeing hugging Buffon after the Coppa Italia game was probably worse than the actual call.
It's just Gigi. It's just don't do that kind of stuff, especially when the cameras are running.
But I put as much blame on the referee as I do on.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, why is the referee? You can do a good game at the end, but a hug. I know you're Buffon or whatever, but you don't do that because have you ever seen him hug anybody else? The referee.
The referee
Hug back.
when they stand in the middle and they shake everybody's hand. You could shake his hand.
Yeah.
We're not hugging like we're best friends.
Larry says, why would they fire Pioli at the end of the season? He has got them going in the right direction, don't you think? Larry, they fired Gattuso. Gattuso left, sorry.
Yeah.
But why would they fire him? Because they would probably get somebody else that's better. That's the only thing. But who knows if they do win everything? And I don't know, Larry. I don't know. But if they just stay in the sixth spot, not sure. Guys, you're going too fast over there. Frank, do you agree with Ruud Gullit that Berlusconi should come back and buy a Milan to give them character, to buy back Milan to get... No, Berlusconi's out, guys.
No.
Berlusconi, guys, if any of you guys think that Berlusconi had nothing to do, no hand in this whole fiasco that we're at right now, not all of it, but
you're dreaming in Technicolor.
a lot of it started with Berlusconi, and take a look what he did to Milan the last 5 to 6 years before he sold. Maritz, even worse for Gigi's, signing autographs for the Asian fans and telling him watch out for Corona, or asking him if he was from Wuhan. That's a good indigestion over there, Maritz. How about Steve? How about a good feel-good moment? How about your brioche of the week?
Brioche, I think, has to be... I was really happy for Gabbia, to be very honest with you. Just seeing someone...
You dedicated to Linonni?
Yeah, just getting inserted in the game at the 44th minute. Never the easiest, especially for a center back. I hope Kajar is okay.
Yeah.
What the hell, Kajar? And no, I'm happy. Just someone from the Primavera coming in and having somewhat of a good game.
Greetings from Kuwait. Hello, Khaled. I think we could afford Allegri since he might ask to match Conte's salary, and we have to match the financial fair play balance. And
no, coach's salary doesn't count towards.
Doesn't count. And no, I think Allegri. Honestly, I wouldn't take him back unless we have superstars next season, which ain't gonna happen. Anything else there? Anything else? Well, in the Brioche, I would probably say actually seeing Rebic smile today after scoring a goal. He seemed like he didn't know what he was doing. He was trying to go like this with his ears.
Rebic is another good brioche too, because everybody, myself included, gave him a really hard time when he came over, and I think he's turned himself around, and I think he's earned. He's taken the professional route to a starting position.
Yeah. Why are we mispronouncing Kier's name since he joined Milan? Inside joke? No, that's Steve.
Kajar.
And Steve pronounces the names the way he sees fit, just the way the new Belgian player that we signed, Steve,
Salsicha maker.
Salsicha maker. Then we have who have you? You just do your own names and
Lao.
Well, that's fine.
Chanalobulu.
Chananobulu.
Bakaya Coco.
Basil, last one. I don't think changing the coach would make any difference if management directions are not clear. Choosing the right coach should align with the team's goals. Definitely
100%.
taking the words out of our mouth. Guys, it's been an hour with no presidential points. But I think he's going to be taking a hiatus. But Moritz is saying that he thought it because it was President's Day. That's only in the States. And I don't know if you knew, Moritz, Presidente doesn't need a day to be celebrated.
No.
Just the way he told the First Lady, I don't need St. Valentine's to celebrate our love from there. Saturday, we got Fiorentina, guys, against, coming back from a 5-1 win. But there should be a good game from our end, and we just need another 3 points. Next 5 games, David asked us. We're saying, between 11 and 13. Steve will be happy with 13. We're hoping for 15. Let's go for that. And for anybody on the YouTube machine, I think we're almost over 40 just before.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll take a couple of more comments from over there.
And I'm taking an executive decision. Next week, we will be premiering our 7 minutes of Serie A. 7 minutes to talk about all the rest of the Serie A games.
This is news to me. But starting next week, we will have the 7 minutes for the 7 signorini.
No, 7 minutes of Serie A.
7 minutes of Serie A. Well, you heard it here first, guys. Ovunque e sempre. Thank you for listening.
Forza Milan. And we even, hold on. We even have the music. I didn't even tell everybody the music that we have.
You have music?
Yeah.
For what?
For the 7 minutes of Serie A. 7 minutes of Serie A next week.
The song is 30 years old.
Forza Milan.
Ciao, guys.
Forza Milan.
Forse non sarà una canzone
They were asking why we do. Can you stop it?
a cambiare le regole del gioco. Ma voglio
Presidente asked us to start a new segment. Oh, sorry. I thought your volume was there. It's starting to do a segment. We always wanted to do, because, guys, if you didn't know, before we started doing this, we were doing something called Red Card Weekly. And we used to talk about the big games in Serie A. And we always wanted to do, like, a quick recap around Serie A. I know this is a Milan podcast, but, just maybe we'll touch base on, Atalanta. This is still in the works. It's still in the works, but let us know. I know you guys are all about Milan, but
we wanted fast forward if you don't like it.
We wanted to even do something like, seeing Serie A through, you know what, we'll do that. We'll do Serie A seen through the eyes of a Milanista.
7 minutes of Serie A.
7 minutes of Serie A. Maybe we're trying to branch out. Maybe we need the right to contact us. Guarda questo due giovanotto over there.
Or DA
Zaren. Hey, see, we got somebody from Kuwait. I believe that's the first. We've had Saudi Arabia. We've had Kuwait. We had Jamaica last week. We've had. We're all over the world. Guys. This is the uncensored version. Only YouTube. How come Presidente is not on this week? Oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day, friend. That's why he's not moderating.
Australia for Speedy Gonzalez.
Speedy Gonzalez, fantastic. About 70 seconds of Serie A, Pasquale.
7 minutes of Serie A. You don't like it? Fast forward.
Steve makes the decisions here, guys, but we'll always put our twist to it. Just leave it to us. I know you guys love, but the amount of questions you guys throw our way, we'll always have like an hour worth. So we definitely don't want to be dragging or have, a couple of hour podcasts. We're just trying to do this nice and quick and make it as fun as possible for everybody out there. Thank you to, again, you guys just, watching. Thank you for interacting. Thank you for making fun of Presidente with us. That's what we're all about, mostly. Nobody complimented your jacket today. I don't understand.
No, but they saw it already.
They saw this one there already? I thought you came in with the whole green one. have the green one and the gold.
That's the hoodie.
That's the hoodie. Okay, sorry. And we did have our shot of grappa. And you guys want to talk about? It's time. We're gonna shut it down soon. Steve coming in early. It was actually it's a nice feeling. Steve, 9:15. We're done. He's already. Look at you. Tap barnush. Transfer done. Who needs an intern? But now Sabrina is going to be our intern, no?
Yep. We fix it.
Well, what you're getting, Sabrina, is a calculator. That's what's included in your
Contract.
And
Oh.
making fun of president is a pre-request. Yes,
Akbar is the best.
guys, keep on doing good.
Me and Akbar, we fight, but I love him. He's the best.
But guys, that's what we're all about. We love, I don't think one single time here have we treated each other of, you're an idiot for thinking this way. This, everybody's got their opinions, and we just love that you let us, debate this stuff with you guys. And it is 9:15, Vince. Yes, that's what I just said. Anything else? Quality was good today. Everything's fine.
Oh, your connection is
My connection isn't stable. All right, guys. Have yourselves Nova Frankula Sabrina's Milan Club Toronto, boys. He's even coming out with the big fucking words, Frank.
Frank, don't worry about it, Frank.
Frank, did you not know that women are able to multitask? And Sabrina, maybe she's turning heel on you. She's coming to Milan Club Montreal. Larry, best ever Steve Presidente story was the one when Signora Presidente wiped his face like the shoot of Turin.
Guys, if I have time, I promise you, I will go through all the Milan Weekly podcasts.
I told you, I showed my friends and they just laughed.
And just grab the presidential perspective and put them all into one video for I don't know, what episode are we at now? That's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. I have a lot of time.
It's a lot of, there's a couple of good ones where I even laugh myself just listening to them. And guys, no word of a joke. He gets here and I ask him, okay, what do you want to make fun of him about? He'll give me a subject and I'll try to find some sort of music to associate it to it. Or sometimes he'll give us material when he texted us this week saying, okay, I'm just going to take a quick little break. I know you guys have a lot of questions. As soon as that happened, me and Steve texted each other. Oh, I got to show you guys something.
Kumbare Gigi wants one presidential, No, don't show that. Don't show that, Vinny. President didn't accept our request. But Kumbare Gigi in Florida, this is your president, and please be careful in the Florida. Don't get too much sunburn on the balls, huh? Bye-bye.
What was Presidente's reaction after being denied? You think he got denied?
Oh, guaranteed he got denied.
That's how he broke his fingers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But he's not going to say.
He's stuck like this, guys. He can't even hold the pencil.
Scostumad.
Bastard. What do you think this is? Brazzers Live. Good times.
Erase your internet history, folks. Ovunque sempre, guys. Have yourselves a fantastic night. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see each other next week. Ciao.